Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Salma and this is Law Talks with Ummaty. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next update. Today I want to talk to you about defamation under Nigerian law. I'm sure you must have heard the word multiple times in your life. It's actually one of the most committed torts in Nigeria. So here's what it means under Nigerian law. Defamation is an injury occasioned to another person's reputation by either written or spoken words. It refers to the act of making false statements that harm the reputation of an individual or entity. So in this case, it could be a person or a company. In Nigeria, defamation can be categorized into two types. There is libel and then there is slander. Libel refers to the act of defamation through written or printed words, pictures, or any other visible form. This includes defamatory statements published in books, newspapers, magazines, social media posts, especially in this era of social media, or any other form of written or printed publication. A good example of libel is the legal battle that ensued for 6 years over Wole Soyinka's book, The Man Died. In The Man Died, Alhaji Olufemi Okunu, an ex-commissioner in the military regime of former Nigerian head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, claimed that his name had been mentioned several times in the book, and he had been described sarcastically by Wole Soyinka. Therefore, a Lagos High Court censored page 36 of the book because it was libelous and defamatory. The other category of libel is slander. Slander, on the other hand, refers to the act of defamation through spoken words, gestures, or any other non-permanent form. This includes defamatory statements made during conversations, speeches, broadcasts, or any other verbal communication you can think of. However, a statement is not defamatory if it is mere vulgar abuse. Now, what is vulgar abuse? Vulgar abuse is an insulting statement made in the heat of passion. Someone has made you angry. Someone has upset you and you're fighting. A majority of the things you say could be vulgar abuse. Vulgar abuse is often recognized as a form of emotional expression rather than an assertion of fact. For example, the use of swear words or derogatory language may simply reflect the speaker's frustration or anger at the moment rather than representing a meaningful claim about the targeted individual. Now let's go back to defamation. It's very important for you to know that for a plaintiff's defamation, if you're claiming that someone has defamed you, for your claim to succeed in a Nigerian court, you must show that the statement complained of is defamatory, it's directed at you, and it has been published to a third party. That means the person has told another person. It's not just a conversation between you and that person that has defamed you. He has gone out to tell another person, or he has said it in front of another person. These things are what we call the elements needed to establish a defamation claim. They are: the statement must be false, the statement must be factually incorrect, and not merely an expression of opinion or fair comment. Secondly, the defamatory statement must have been communicated to a third party. It shouldn't be that you and I are alone in a room and I say something defamatory and nobody has heard it. It must have been communicated to a third party or in the presence of a third party. Thirdly, harm to reputation. Defamatory statement must have caused harm to the reputation of the individual or entity being defamed. And the last one is that the publication must refer to the person making the claim and not any other person. Under Nigerian law, defamation, and libel in particular, is a tort actionable per se, which means that the publication of a defamation communication is presumed by its very existence to have caused damage to an affected party. So if you go online and you post something about somebody, the fact that you've something defamatory, the fact that you posted it alone is enough grounds for the person to sue you. They don't need to come and say that, oh, after this person has posted so about me, I lost my customers, or I lost my business, or this happened to me. The fact that they defamed you is enough requirement for you to sue them. Slander, on the other hand, is not actionable per se. unless it imputes a crime, a contagious disease, or unchastity in a woman. So you go on and you say maybe someone has committed a very serious crime or has a contagious disease, or a woman is unchaste. If someone is found guilty of defamation in Nigeria, they may be held liable for damages suffered by the aggrieved party. So the court in this case will award compensatory damages to the defamed individual to compensate for the harm caused to their reputation as a result of them being defamed by that person. However, there are some defenses that you can rely on to get out of being accused of defaming another person. And the first one is truth. If the statement you made, which the plaintiff claims is defamatory, is true, then the plaintiff can't be said to have suffered damages from a true statement. If you come on and say something that is true, that person can't come and say that you defamed them because it is truth. You were simply saying the truth. And the second one is fair comment. These are opinions expressed on matters of public interest, such as criticism of government and its functionaries, and for it to be a viable defense, the defendant must ensure that the facts are correctly and fairly stated based on truth. So if you're giving your opinion, it can't be defamatory, especially if there is no malice in it. The third one is privilege. The defense of privilege allows free communication in certain relationships without the risk of an action for defamation, where the person communicating the statement has a legal, moral, or social duty to make it, and the recipient has a corresponding interest in receiving. For example, communication between a lawyer and a client, that's privileged, and one can't be accused of defaming a client based on the conversation they're having with each other. So that's all I have today on defamation under Nigerian law. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you come back next time. Bye.